OER are open educational resources, and they're built around the concept of 5 different R's. So you have retain, reuse, revise, redistribute, and remix. And so those allow you a lot of options as a professor to make changes as you wish to the material and be able to share it openly with your students. So for my courses, OER, in addition to OER, there's what we call ZTC, or zero textbook cost. And so my courses, they have some OER elements, but at the end of the day, they're ZTC. And it also allows for much more in terms of academic freedom, which is something that we like as faculty members. The ability to go in and make changes to the content instead of being tied to a textbook publisher.
So I've incorporated OER in my courses based on sort of a challenge that I saw with textbook costs. So about 12 years ago or so, I noticed that the price of the textbook that we were using, a publisher textbook, was going up and up and up. It went from about $70 to about $170 in the course of like 5 years. So I started looking around for other options that would be cheaper for the students. And so instead of the students having to pay $170, they don't have to pay anything. So it is a zero textbook cost option. I've had a couple of different experiences. The initial OER that I used, the quality wasn't quite as good as the publisher content. What I find with the OpenStax version that I'm using now, the quality is right on par with what you get from a publisher's textbook.
That's where there's been a misunderstanding in the past. So sometimes people say, well, can OER possibly be as high quality as textbooks? And the answer is yes. Many of the OER are peer reviewed.
My experience using OER was a very good one. I took SLS 1501, Foundations of Success seminar, and that was a OER class, and I enjoyed it very much. I felt like my learning experience was a lot better. I felt like I learned the material better, and honestly, I just had more fun. As OER has greatly helped my textbook costs. For example, I personally did not take a class here at Lake-Sumter because of the high cost of textbooks.
So let's say that you're signed up for 4 courses. That's all you can afford out of pocket for this particular semester. You go in and you look and you see that 2 of your classes that would normally have a $150 textbook are OER. All of a sudden, you have enough money at our college to take a 5th course from the money saved from the textbooks.
From my perspective as a student, my benefit from OER is twofold. First, I had a much better experience in the classroom, and also, of course, it's a great benefit to not have to pay anything for these, and they're, from my experience, just as good as the high-cost textbooks. And I would also say that another benefit of OER is that you can continue to access those resources years after you complete that class. It's little things like that that add up as the years go by.
So my message to faculty in regards to using open educational resources would be to take a look, see if there's anything out there.
OER is a great program. I had a good experience. I hope that the program continues to improve and makes the next generation a more educated generation.